Most people want more comfort, luxury, influence, and freedom in their lives. They can do this by increasing their income. Is it true that the rich get richer and the poor get poorer? Should you believe in get-rich-quick investment schemes? How can you make people interested in what you're selling? Do you have to learn everything about finance to be successful? In this summary, you'll learn why your background or your situation can't stop you from changing your financial status. You'll also learn how your laziness deeply affects your goal of becoming rich. This summary will teach you how people's perception of you depends only on how you present yourself. This summary will also teach you how to overcome your habit of buying things impulsively or without thinking. By following the principles discussed in this summary, you can greatly improve your financial situation as well as your life. Anybody can be wealthy. You just need to apply yourself. Wealth and opportunities. We often see the lifestyles of rich people on social media and the news. Their lives seem like a dream that we can't even imagine living. Every month, we're satisfied with our salary and don't even think about living such a lifestyle. The best thing about money is that it doesn't discriminate. It doesn't see your religion, social status, what your parents do, or what you think about yourself. Every day gives you a chance to start fresh. You have all the opportunities, just like everyone else. You can take advantage of as many opportunities as you want. Only one thing is stopping you from becoming rich: your fear and misunderstanding about money. There's a lot of money in this world, and as long as you keep working for it, you can earn as much as you want. Money doesn't know who's handling it or their qualifications. Money is for using, spending, saving, and investing. It doesn't judge whether you're worthy of having it. The richest people in the world don't have anything in common. They are all different kinds of people. Some seem sophisticated, and some seem uncivilized. Some seem intelligent, and some seem foolish. Some are capable, and some are not. But one thing they all have in common is trying to make money when they get an opportunity. On the other hand, a poor person hesitates to move forward when they get an opportunity because they think they're not worthy. They make excuses that the opportunity won't benefit them. So the rich get richer, and the poor get poorer. It's commonly believed that poor people are poor because of their circumstances and upbringing. But if you have the resources for a comfortable life, you have the power to become rich. Yes, this journey will be difficult, but believe me, it's possible. Remember, money can't think. It can't see or hear who's handling it. It doesn't judge whether you're worthy of keeping it. It doesn't care what you did yesterday, so challenge your thinking about money. Believe that you can become rich, and you definitely will. Laziness and wealth. Most people are too lazy to get rich. We all want to be millionaires and live a life of luxury. We've heard many rags to riches stories. Sometimes we wish that could happen to us too. But these are dreams that will never come true. And in the end, our financial situation will remain the same. Yes, it's true that some people get lucky by winning the lottery or inheriting ancestral property. But there are very few people in the whole world to whom this happens. The chances of anyone winning the lottery are very slim, so your goal should be to achieve something realistic. Most people don't become rich because they're not willing to work hard. They just say they want to be rich. But the truth is, they don't really want to be. That's why they're always looking for shortcuts. They try effortless methods like buying lottery tickets. They are not ready to work hard. Some people even consider money to be evil. They think that working hard to earn money is the devil's work. They believe that if you get money by luck or chance, then it's okay. To become rich, get rid of this kind of thinking. Think like the successful and wealthy people of the world. To earn money, you need to wake up early, study, learn, make some sacrifices, spend the whole day with determination and focus, and work towards your goal until you go to bed at night. Just look at people like Bill Gates, Richard Branson, Simon Cowell. They have worked with complete dedication, passion, and focus in their respective fields. They have worked so much every day that an average person doesn't do in a whole month, and they have never relied on luck. They started working hard from the beginning of their careers and have been doing so ever since. The money is already there. You just have to get it. And if you want to get it, you have to work for hours. There is no room for lazy people on the team of Richard Templar, the author of this book. He likes to work with ambitious, dedicated, and driven people. If you want to be rich, take the first step towards your goal. Price and value. Know the difference between price and value. Have you ever been to an art exhibition and wondered why the paintings, which cost thousands of dollars, are so expensive? Don't you think it's ridiculous when you hear the price of famous designer clothes? How can clothes be so expensive? Once, Richard Templar asked his father-in-law if a $100 bottle of wine from a fancy restaurant tastes better than a $15 bottle of wine from a local store. His father-in-law replied that when people buy a $100 bottle of wine at a restaurant, they're not just paying for the wine. They're also paying for the ambiance, the quality, a nice tablecloth, privacy, service, the restaurant's location, and good company. It's not just the wine that's important, but all the expensive things that come with it. We think we know the price of something or a service, but it's much more than we think. The seller sets the price, but the customer determines the value. For example, a painting's price in a catalog might be listed as $1,000. The actual price of that painting might be much less, but if someone is willing to pay $1,000 or more for it, then its value increases. Richard had an old Mercedes. When he bought it, it wasn't that expensive. Once, Richard went to visit his friend, who had a new modern car. Richard's friend saw his car and said that Richard must be rolling in money to be able to buy such a car. Then Richard told him that he bought the car for 5 times less than the price of his friend's car. But his friend didn't believe him because he was focused on the value of the vintage car, not its price. You have to learn to recognize the value of other people's services and skills. If you get an opportunity, try to see its long-term value, not its price. And you'll see that every decision becomes an investment in your goal of becoming wealthy. Besides this, you should also know the value of your skills and services. Think about what you can offer people and then sell your knowledge and skills according to their value. The price will be the financial reward for your product, and the value will be what the customer believes your product is worth or how important it is to them. Appearance and wealth. You can only become wealthy if you look wealthy. Once, Richard saw a man reading a job vacancy board. The man was wearing a hoodie and dirty sneakers. He hadn't shaved, he was slouching, and his hands were in his pockets. Richard felt that if this man went to a job interview like that, he would definitely be rejected. Richard also knew that the man would either curse the employer for their bad behavior or blame his life circumstances. Richard has conducted many job interviews in his life, and he used to get disappointed by how people showed up for interviews. When Richard asked them what they knew about the company or its work, they couldn't answer. They didn't even try to research or learn about the process. This lack of effort directly affects your results. Poor people look poor, which makes them stand out from others. They appear weak and needy. Therefore, people treat them accordingly. If you look powerful and confident, people treat you differently. But how should one dress to look wealthy? You have to understand that confidence doesn't just come from nice, expensive clothes. Confidence should be reflected in your walk and behavior. It comes from the image you project to others. So, you should wear nice clothes and show confidence. You don't need to buy an expensive outfit for this. You can buy a decent suit from a discount store or rent one. Once, Richard had his first job interview at a casino. For this, he bought a fancy jacket and a bow tie from a discount store. Richard kept practicing tying the bow tie until he learned how to do it properly. On the day of the interview, Richard looked more like James Bond than a trainee. Even though his dress code was wrong, he made a good impression. Richard got the job because, along with showing confidence, he went there fully prepared. Later, he bought a simple black suit. If you wear expensive clothes and behave confidently, people will think you really are like that, and they will treat you accordingly. If you look poor, people will give you bad service. You can dress well even on a budget. Wear proper and clean clothes. For good results, keep your nails clean, get a good haircut, and put in a little effort. Decide your attitude to risk. You must have seen someone who invested in something and then lost all their money. Seeing their experience, you also started to get scared. Therefore, you only started focusing on your daily life. By investing in very risky investments or by spending every penny carefully, your money will never grow. Maybe you find schemes attractive that offer you a chance to earn a lot of money, but you shouldn't fall into this trap. To become rich, you need to know how much risk you can tolerate. Your attitude towards risk will help make your plan easier. This will help you know at what speed you want to move forward with your plan. like a rabbit, or like a tortoise? There are many factors that decide your attitude towards risk. First, pay attention to your age. If you are young, you can easily bear this risk even if things don't go according to your plan. Second, you also have to keep in mind your responsibilities towards your family. If you don't have the responsibility of supporting your family, or if your children are grown up, then you can easily take risks. But if you have young children, or some people are dependent on you, then you should take risks carefully. Third, evaluate your assets and income. After this, calculate the portion of your money that you are willing to take a risk on. The more assets and income you have, the less your risk will be. Don't put all your money in one investment because it can be very risky. Fourth, also think about how much stress you can handle. The more risk you take, the more you have to work for it. Take your step forward only when you are completely sure that you can handle the pressure associated with it. Fifth, study the return time of the risk carefully. Short-term and long-term investments give returns at different times. Think about how quickly you want to make a profit by taking risks. Sixth, research thoroughly before investing money in anything. Lack of information can increase the risk of losing money. Finally, think about how you respond to changes in your life. Anything can happen in life at any time and nothing can be said about it. When things don't go according to your plan, do you get depressed or do you keep your enthusiasm alive? Taking a risk doesn't mean that the outcome will be bad. It just means that you don't know what might happen tomorrow. Also, prepare yourself mentally while taking risks in investments. Learn the art of deal-making. On your way to becoming rich, you might have to influence others. You'll have to convince people that your proposed idea will benefit everyone involved. So, deal-making skills are very important because you want to make everyone happy to be a part of that deal. To learn the art of deal-making, be confident with whatever you have. Try to ask for more and trade the things you have to get what you want. A Canadian blogger named Kyle MacDonald turned a red paperclip into a house in 9 months using his deal-making skills. Yes, Kyle MacDonald created a website where he was willing to trade a red paperclip for anything. For example, he traded the red paperclip for a fish-shaped green pen. Then, Kyle traded the pen for a smiley-faced doorknob, which he then traded for a portable barbecue grill. His trades continued like this. Finally, he leased a house in Colorado for a year in exchange for a recording contract. It takes people years to buy a house. Kyle MacDonald got a house in just 11 deals. His story shows that you should never say you have nothing to start with. Be open to any opportunity that comes your way, no matter how small. You always have to be flexible to adapt to situations and people's demands. Set a goal to know the real purpose of a deal, and then work hard to achieve it. Build a network with people from different backgrounds and fields, and finally, take advantage of free publicity, especially the internet and social media. If you want to learn the art of deal-making, think about something that other people might need. It doesn't have to be a material thing. It could be your skill, knowledge, time, or effort. Research your target audience, those who might be interested in what you have. Finally, think about what you can ask from them in exchange for your service. Delegation. Get someone else to do the things you can't. Let's say you start a business to make more money. You can't run a company all by yourself. A successful company needs people with different skills to manage money. Maybe you already have those skills and knowledge, but if you don't, you can learn them. The only problem with learning a new skill is that it takes time, and it might not be as good as your current skills. So instead, do what you're good at, and have others do what you're not good at. Learn how to choose the right people for your team. First, decide what you want to do and what kind of people you want to work with. Second, be clear about what you want them to do. Tell them about a task in detail and how much you're willing to pay them for it. Third, take care of your team members. They are people, not tools to achieve your goals. Take care of their professional health. Don't give them too much work. Fourth, keep them informed about your company and keep them motivated. You need to promote loyalty and inspiration in your team, even during failures. Fifth, share your long-term strategies with your team. Their future depends on the success of your plan. Sixth, if someone on your team makes a mistake, correct it and move on. Don't make a big deal out of small things. Seventh, keep praising your team for their hard work and contributions. Remember that praise and money are the most effective tools for motivating people. Eighth, set realistic targets. Don't expect people to achieve impossible things. Ninth, set a good example for them. Work with complete dedication and set high standards by your example. Be an example that your team can look up to with respect. Finally, remember that you are their leader, not their friend. So maintain some boundaries, dignity, and authority. If you implement these rules, you will find the right people and be able to work effectively with them. You might find other ways that work for you, so adopt them, implement them, and use them. The most important thing is to be nice to people and don't be a grumpy and insensitive boss. Don't micromanage your employees, meaning don't nitpick at them. Give them some freedom. Make your money work for you. Do you have checks that you haven't cashed yet? Maybe you forgot about them, or maybe you haven't had time to cash them. We think of this money as savings, but the truth is, we're wasting it. We are guilty of wasting our money by not using it properly. If you don't know how to use your money well, here are some tips. First, don't let your money sit idle in your bank account. Leaving it there won't increase its value. Instead, transfer your money to a high-interest bank account. It doesn't matter how small the interest rate is, it will generate income for you. Something is better than nothing. In today's world of technology, you can easily transfer your money using online banking. Second, always try to find the highest interest rate possible. Don't be satisfied with your current interest rate because you might be able to find something better. If you find a better interest rate, don't delay making a decision. Transfer your money from your current account to another bank account because every month's income is valuable. Third, research all the services you are paying for. There will always be cheaper options available for these services. Don't pay just for the name of the service. Pay for what you are actually getting. Carefully read the details and terms and conditions of any service. If you have any doubts about a clause, ask for an explanation. Clearly understand what you will get from those services. Fourth, if you have a property, don't leave it vacant. Its value may increase, but leaving it empty means you're missing out on valuable rental income. When you sell that property in a few years, you will make a good profit. But you missed the profit you could have made from it every month. Even though rental income is less than the income from property sales, why leave even this small amount? Fifth, invest in something that increases in value and is also useful. For example, the value of a classic car will increase over time, and you can also drive it. On the other hand, the value of a painting on your wall may also increase, but you cannot use it. Sixth, explore other options. Don't be satisfied with your current ways of making money. Keep looking for new ways to improve, progress, and move forward. Seventh, don't put off your work until tomorrow. Complete your tasks today. If you don't deposit money in your bank for 4 months and just hold on to it, you will lose 4 months' worth of interest. Ultimately, idle money is wasted money. If your money isn't invested in something, you will lose its value over time. Don't keep your money in the form of checks or cash, because that money is being wasted. Check the small print. Has it ever happened to you that you buy new shoes and they don't fit, so you go back to the store and they tell you they can't give you your money back? Or maybe you saw the small print on your medicine about possible side effects. But if you get sick, you can't hold the company responsible. Or maybe you bought some computer software, and it says that if you break the seal, you agree to their terms, but you can't test the software without running it. And to run it, you have to break the seal. These are examples of small print, which can be included in your contract or a company's offer. If you want to sue a company, this small print can be used against you in court and can be very expensive. Let's understand this with an example. A man sold his soul to a devil in exchange for 5 years of his life. The man thought it was a good deal and sealed the deal. But he didn't pay attention to the details of the deal and didn't read the small print. The devil took the first 5 years of the man's life. The first 5 years of a person's life are the most important years of their development. Losing those years cost the man much more than what he had gained. Don't spend money before you have it. Many people invest in a business and get so excited about future profits that they start spending money they haven't even earned yet. Because of ads on billboards and social media, it's become really hard to resist buying things today. So let's learn how to control this. Make a budget only for today. Don't think about tomorrow's profits or the profits you might make after that. Just look at what's in your pocket today and spend accordingly. Completely forget about what people think you're going to earn in the future, or even what you think you'll earn. It could be a huge profit of thousands or millions, or it could be a loss. Nobody knows what tomorrow holds. Some people forget to include important expenses like taxes in their budget. Account for the taxes you absolutely have to pay. Set that money aside and then focus on the money you have left. Don't borrow money from people or banks unless it's absolutely necessary and you have no other choice. Don't borrow money from anyone today thinking you'll pay them back with tomorrow's earnings. There are many disadvantages to spending future income because you don't know how much you'll actually earn. It could be more than you expect, or less. Spending your income in advance might work out fine once or twice, but sooner or later you'll regret it. Don't wait for that time to come. This will get you into the habit of not planning your finances ahead of time or acting without thinking. Also, any product or service you buy with future income will seem great at first, but it will soon get old, start breaking down, and you might even forget about it. Don't let your desires control you, and don't chase after fulfilling them. If you keep encouraging the habit of spending money in advance, you'll lose touch with reality. If you want to stay wealthy, follow this 4-point plan. First, ask yourself if you really need that item today or if you can buy it later. Second, ask yourself if it's wise to buy that item with tomorrow's money, or if it's even worth buying with future income. Third, think about the risk factors. What if you've already committed to a product, and then you need your future income for something else? And finally, think about what will happen if you don't have the money for a better opportunity tomorrow. Conclusion. In this summary, Richard Templar shared some simple rules you can apply to your life to become rich. First, you learned that money doesn't discriminate and anyone can become rich. You shouldn't think that you can't reach your financial goals. Every day brings new opportunities for you. You can try as many opportunities as you want. Second, you learned that most people don't become rich because they're too lazy to work for it. People who always look for shortcuts can become rich, but there's no guarantee their methods will make them successful. Instead, you should work diligently on a plan. Your hard work will pay off soon. Third, you understood the difference between price and value. The seller sets the price of a product or service, but the consumer decides its value. It's important to learn to recognize the value of people's skills and knowledge. Along with this, it's also very important to understand the value of your own expertise. Fourth, you learned that looking confident and dressing well helps you become rich. People will treat you the way you treat yourself. If people think you are fully prepared, they will take you seriously. But if they think you are careless or indifferent, no one will give you a chance to improve your financial status. Fifth, you learned how you should maintain your attitude towards risk. Before taking a risk, you need to consider where you stand in life, how many people are dependent on you, what your age is, or what the value of your current assets is. Sixth, you learned about the art of deal-making. Identify what you have that others might need. After this, try to find out what your target audience thinks about your product or service, or how important it is to them. Never undersell or oversell yourself. Seventh, you learned how to choose the right people for your goal and how to keep them with you for a long time. You don't have the skills to do everything. Delegate tasks you're not good at to others. Eighth, you learned that hoarding money is a waste. You have to make your money work for you. Invest smartly and watch your money grow. Ninth, you learned that ignoring the small print can be costly. Before investing in anything, you should carefully read every clause of the contract. Finally, you learned that you should never rely on money that hasn't arrived yet. You should assess what you have today and spend accordingly. We hope that by following these rules, you will be able to get rid of your bad money habits and improve your finances. Remember, anyone can become rich. It just depends on how you handle your money. Apply these rules and become the boss of your money. If you love this video, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more content. Thank you for watching.